If you want to find the right girlfriend or wife, you have to be extremely confident. And I mean 10 out of 10 level confident. 1,000 out of 10 level confident. If I were to ask you right now, how high would you rate your levels of confidence when you're talking to a woman you actually really like on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being nothing, 10 being extremely confident? Where are you at right now? Gut feeling? Let's say you said 7. The difference between a 7 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 is a world of difference. I will give you the 4 strategies on how to become insanely confident today, plus the first starting point. The number one thing that has to happen, both of these, the starting point and the 4, will allow you to have as much fun in your interactions with women as you've never had before. It allows you to be an insanely effective communicator. It allows you to be super attractive as a person. It allows you to differentiate yourself in the dating marketplace, because men always think there's so much competition out there. It doesn't matter. Competition is absolutely and utterly irrelevant. That's the mindset you have to have when you're at a 10 out of 10 level confidence. But at the same time, we do have to acknowledge that if you communicate just like everybody else, if you behave just like anybody else, be that on dating apps or in person or even on the date, why should she choose you? Yes, you may be compatible, but she will never even find out how truly compatible you actually are if you don't communicate like that. And the prerequisite for you to be an effective communicator is confidence. So what has to happen? Number 1, you have to make a decision. And by the way, you may be very confident in your career or your business, or in Pilates, or rock climbing, or chess, or martial arts, or mountain biking, but you may not be that confident with women. That is natural. Confidence is context specific, my friend. So the first thing you have to do is decide. You can actually just decide to live in a confident way. You don't have to wait for anybody else's permission. Nothing else has to change. Your experience of life, and thereby her experience of you, can transform in a moment if you make a decision. Imagine there's a Martian on Mars, or a Jupiterian or a Neptunian looking down on Earth. This little tiny blue ball, or you're 100 galaxies away and you're trying to find Earth. Do you think anybody in the universe cares whether you live confidently or not? Whether you walk around half secure or really confident? Do you think it makes a difference? You will die, my friend. All of this will be gone. All of the perceptions that may or may not exist in other people's mind. By the way, nobody's thinking about you. Everybody's busy with their own stuff. But all of this will disappear at some point. The only person who really benefits, or primarily benefits, or for whom it makes the greatest difference rather, because other people benefit from you being confident as well, is you. If you walk around with a 7 out of 10 level confidence, your experience on a day-to-day basis of yourself is not that great. You will never be able to attract and find the right woman. You'll never be able to attract the best quality male friends. You'll never be able to be as free as humanly possible around them. You will miss opportunities in business and your career because of state-dependent memory. Because, little hint, one of the 4 things we're going to look at, one of the 4 keys to confidence is your state, your mental and emotional state. It's an experience that you can learn to turn on. And if you don't, then state-dependent memory in your brain doesn't get activated. And you won't even be able to access all the resources that are in your brain to grow your job, to grow your career, to find the right girlfriend or wife, to experience and enjoy life, to be funny, to be witty, to be at peace with yourself. So, if you don't decide today and every day to show up truly confident, you miss out and the world misses out. Playing small does not serve the world, my friend. I don't know who said it, it's not my quote, but somebody said that playing small truly does not serve the world. You think, or you've been taught, it's not even your fault. You've been taught explicitly or implicitly by society that you should hold back. That being too confident is arrogant. Oh, he's got a pretty big head on his shoulders. These people are just deeply insecure within themselves. They had role models who taught them that, and then unconsciously they passed that on to you, and you sucked it up. That's okay. But it's just an old pattern. It is just an old habit that you can and have to stop. You don't have to, but it will have consequences if you don't decide. So actually just making a decision every day throughout the day, over and over again, to be as confident as humanly possible, will enjoy your experience of life, her experience of you, and the world will benefit because you will start sharing your gifts and talents. Number 1, what can we do to actually become confident now? You need a competence. I know it sounds trite and simplistic, but it's true. You need to develop a competence of dating. It's just a skill set. There's nothing wrong with you. The fact that you haven't found the right girlfriend or wife says nothing about your desirability as a man. It says nothing about you at all. It actually just means you lack a skill set of getting more quality dates, screening, disqualifying the wrong ones, reading red flags, communicating effectively, and then understanding social dynamics. That's all it is. It's just a skill set. I have 400 videos on this YouTube channel for free, 2,000 short form videos, or probably 3,000 on the internet somewhere. There is a coaching program. If you want individual help, you can apply for a free initial consultation. There are free resources. There are paid resources. The resources are there, but it comes down to you making a decision and then learning the competence. Because in psychology, they call that the confidence competence. Look, the more confident you become, or rather, the more competent you become, the more confident you become. Competence goes up, confidence goes up. You've had that in your career or your business. The better you got at it, the more positive reference experience you've gotten, the more objective reality has rewarded you for taking certain actions by giving you what you want, the more your competence grew and your confidence grew in that particular area. That's the first step. The second step is state, your mental and your emotional state. I learned that from Gunther Schmidt many years ago, one of the best psychologists in Germany. You can actually just learn to turn confidence on. Did you not just say it depends on whether I have a skill set, yes or no? Yes, and it's a seemingly opposing paradigm. You can be confident and not have the skill set yet. Or you can have the skill set and still not be confident. You could be on a date with a woman and technically have a lot of beautiful things to share about you and the stories you've accumulated in your life, the people you've helped, the things you've experienced romantically, nature-wise, career-wise, but you get stuck in your head and then you tell them in a very boring fashion and you come across like a little, stifled man. And it pushes her away. So yes, and yes, you need the competence, but you also need to learn to turn confidence on. Tony Robbins has a triad where he talks about the 3 things that influence our state. One is your patterns of focus, and Gunther Schmidt, that's a psychologist in Germany, by the way, he's very similar models. So it's very similar. They agree on most things. Patterns of focus, language patterns, or patterns of physiology. First is the first thing that your confidence depends on is your language patterns. How do you talk to yourself? How do you speak out loud? How much certainty do you speak with? And it doesn't mean that you have to be loud. My mentor, for example, who coaches with me, who I learned from many, many years ago when I was working for Salesforce, he helped me maybe even reconsider certain things that were going on with my ex-wife back in the day, which helped me end it, get out, and then, get experience, help men from 40 different countries over the years, and now I've been with Fernanda for 6 years. So that guy who I learned from, he's Eastern European. He has a very different communication style to me, much calmer, much more serious, and it's still super effective. 2 of the other coaches on my team, because there's 4 of us, I still do most of it. I'm still extremely heavily involved. I do most of it. But the other 3, they all have very individual communication styles, completely unique, and yet it works for them. Your communication style doesn't have to be mine. It's just the principles behind it. They have to be the same. And if they are the same, it works. And then you make it yours because it has to be authentic. It doesn't have to be somebody else's. But speaking with more certainty and thereby changing your language patterns has an immediate impact on how you feel, because the certainty you say something with isn't just the result of how you feel. It also primes and conditions and hypnotizes you into a more confident or less confident state. The way you feel is something that you can control at any point in time. Crazy news, right? Yeah, but David, I just don't feel like it. These 3 things that control how you feel at any moment in time. So the way you speak and what you say out loud or in your head, how does that empower you? How does that disempower you? What's the story you tell yourself in your own head after a date? You have to refuse, as Nathaniel Branden says, to live in an adversarial relationship with yourself. The way you talk to yourself in your own head, you wouldn't talk to your best friends. How do you think it makes you feel if you're that disempowering? And that doesn't mean you can say harsh things to you. That doesn't mean that you can't say harsh things to yourself every once in a while to get you going, of course. But overall, it has to be a massively empowering inner dialogue. Extremely important. The next one is focus. What do you focus on? Do you focus on the outcome of the date? I hope it goes well. I hope she kisses me. I hope we make love tonight. I hope she texts me back. Do you focus on something that you can't control, or do you focus on something that you can control? Whenever you focus on something that you can control by asking yourself, because your focus is directed with questions, what can I control right now? What can I do right now? What else? What else? What else can I control right now? The more you ask yourself that, the more you focus on that, the stronger you feel instantaneously. Little experiment. Close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, please don't right now. But think of a problem you have in your life right now. Could be a dating problem, could be a relationship problem, could be health, it could be anything else. Let's say dating and relationships, or women lose interest in me, I'm not getting enough dates, I can't find the right girl for my life. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to get dates? What can I do right now to get better dates? What can I do right now to work on my communication skills? What can I do right now? What can I control? And if you ask yourself this question with enough persistence, over and over and over and over again, your brain is forced to produce an answer. It will give you the answer. But if you ask yourself, how is this ever supposed to work? Am I ever going to find the right one? Why would she even want me? I'm a ginger with crooked teeth. If you talk to yourself like that, what emotional reality does that produce within you? And remember, part of the reason confidence or certainty matters is so you take the right actions. It's not just to mentally masturbate at home. It's so you start moving in the right direction. Next one, physiology, how you use your body. Anything that changes your physiology. It can be sun. It can be gestures. It doesn't have to be as hyperactive as me. I get that. Do it in your own way. But do you have your shoulders like this? Or like that? Jordan Peterson talks about it. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. It changes your physiology. It changes dopamine and testosterone. It changes a whole host of neurochemicals and brain chemistry. I'm not an expert in your head. It changes your brain when you change the way you walk. And by the way, and the way you move. Whenever you're walking anywhere, you're hypnotizing yourself. You're priming and empowering a more confident or disempowering state. Anything you do with your body either empowers you or disempowers you. And you may not feel it in the moment, but a couple of minutes, a couple of hours after, not even hours, a couple of minutes into you moving like this disempowers you. You're like, oh shit. Do you feel stronger or less strong when you do this? And if you change your body, do you feel stronger or less strong? If you go to the gym, there's a million tools for that. Focus, language patterns, physiology. That's the second part. The third part is osmosis, environment. If you want to become truly confident, surround yourself with men who are truly confident. It can be on Zoom calls. It can be in person. You have to be around somebody who has the result you want to have in this area, in dating, in relationships, virtually online or in person, where that confidence can rub off. It sounds weird, but it's so true. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. You will become like the 5 people, the 2, 3, 1 most influential person that you spend the most amount of time with. We all influence each other. And if you're around men who may be very loving and kind and good guys, maybe they're even good in business, and maybe they're married, but to be honest, maybe they're not in a loving relationship. Maybe they're not respected with their wives, because 99% of men don't really understand this. Mark my words. 95% of men really don't understand this. They may have 2 knees, but that doesn't qualify them to be a knee surgeon. So be around truly confident men. Now, that's dating and relationship specific. But in general, be around men who make you feel good, who want to see you win. Surround yourself with these guys on a weekly basis, and then you'll automatically feel more confident. You know that you almost don't have to pursue any particular activity whatsoever. You can go play football. You can go to the gym together. You can fight. You can talk business together. You can talk PlayStation. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're around good quality male friends that are confident, you feel amazing afterwards. It changes your mood for the rest of the day. Please, my friend, make that a priority. Number 4, beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? What's the story you tell yourself? Because that determines your ultimate destiny. And I would encourage you to rewrite anything that doesn't empower you. If there's any thought that you believe at a recurring basis, a belief, if you will, about yourself that takes power away from you regarding dating apps, in-person approaches, Instagram, your performance on the date, the way you may have failed in the past, whatever insecurity you might have, any belief you have that does not empower you, rid yourself of it. You can just override it. You can let it go and just write a new story and affirm that story by writing it, by realizing it, by saying it to yourself internally. Tony said this at the event the other day. He goes, if you tell a lie loud enough, strong enough, and often enough, and convincing enough, eventually people will believe it. Do you know who said that? Hitler. Okay, it's true. Whatever you tell yourself over and over again, eventually you believe. And again, I don't believe it's your fault because somebody put that there. But from today on, because you're watching this, you have to assume the responsibility for writing a new, more empowering story. So, competence, state, osmosis, changing your environment, and your beliefs. You put those 4 into practice, and you will be able to feel amazing. Life has so many beautiful things to offer. The quality of relationship that you can have with a woman, my brother, you cannot even imagine. And any man can do that. Any man who commits himself to put in a little bit of work. This is not a 25-hour-a-week MBA. This is 5 to 8 hours a week, 4 to 7% of your waking time. You put a little bit of work in. You use free resources. If you want a shortcut, and you want to ensure that you're guaranteed to get the result, to find an amazing woman, you can use paid resources. You can apply for a free initial consultation right now if you want that. I'd be happy to help you with that. But the most important thing that you can do from this video right now is make that decision and take some sort of an action. Don't just watch passively. Take some action. Go approach in person. If you want dating apps, do dating apps. If it's Instagram, it's Instagram. There's only these 4 channels. Dating apps, Instagram, approaches on social circle. That's it! There's no other way to get dates. Use them. Take some action right now. Talk soon.